Thank you to Parblo for sponsoring this video and allowing me to test out the Intangbo X7 drawing tablet. Get your own today by clicking the link in the description. For as long as I've played Project Sekai, I've always been really attracted to the art style. It made me feel happy inside, even when, especially when it's in neutral lighting and just characters in simple poses. Like, the card art is absolutely beautiful, but for some reason seeing the characters just standing there and seeing the style in its purest form, I love it. And after saying that, it's kind of embarrassing that I didn't realize that my love for it is partially because the style is trying to mirror that of Vocaloid box art. It's really clear if you compare it to Miku V4X's art. So seeing the art style gives me, it's so much just like gentle nostalgia. Vocaloid has been a part of my life for so long, and all of my memories with it are much more vivid than those without it. So Project Sekai being visually connected with it means a lot to me. With this, I've never really tried to replicate the style. I see a lot of people making card edits or creating OCs in the style, and they're drawn super, super well. They almost look real half of the time. And while I've always felt a sense of drawing in a different style, I can't do that. So why would I even try? I have that mentality a lot, but this time I'm not going to succumb to it, because what I've realized being an artist for my whole life is that you can only do the things that you actually do. If you don't try to draw it, you won't see that you're actually capable of it. Unless you're talking about mech, or armor, or animals. I can't do that. So let me be like those other artists who actually did it and try to replicate Project Sekai style. But before I start drawing, I'm going to need something to draw. I could always draw a character from the game, but that's boring. So I was thinking, why not make my own OC with her own Sekai and her own themes? The OC is a self-insert, it's just me. Let's get to drafting my Sona. First, I started by thinking about what theme the Sekai me would follow, since every unit in Project Sekai has their own clear aesthetic. But the second I started thinking, I hit a roadblock. Not because I didn't have any ideas, but because Wondershow took them all from me. Usually I flaunt a royalty aesthetic. When it comes to that in specific, I like to focus on reds, pinks, golds, keeping things regal and magical in a subtle way. But that's when I'm being a chill, ideal, perfect girl. And if you've seen any of my videos, you would know that I am never a chill, ideal, perfect girl. Listen, ambiguously murderous is banger, because it's not actually murderous, but it's still got the flavor.
Familiar with this rodeo from when we did
rodeo. Did you say rodeo? Rodeo like a cowboy?
Oh my god.
Like a cowboy? Like Boot Hill? Shut up, shut up, shut up, chat, shut up, chat, chat. Go. I wish he was my dad or my wife. One of the two. I'll take either. And it's really hard to make that sound normal. Ensemble Stars? You've been playing Ensemble Stars? I don't like how he's looking at me. I love how he's looking at me. So a version of a royalty aesthetic that I use when I'm focusing less on the aesthetic itself and more on who I am as a person combined with it is a vibrant, colorful, and energetic version. Brighter colors, especially yellow, and the whimsical aspects are no longer subtle. Because you know, when you think of a princess, you think of that love for fantasy and daydreaming, but you usually think of it in a more quiet, introverted way. For me, it's the same thing, but flipped inside out. Super extroverted, indulging in fantasy. For those who know typology, so like 3 of you, what I'm trying to say is that I am a sexual 7, ENFP, IEE, FI base, ELV, ELFV. Gee, what am I again?
I don't know, man. Ask me later.
Okay. So my form of a royalty aesthetic isn't just royalty, it's imagination, whimsy, excitement, a wish to bring more people in the world into my view, a passionate love for the unreal, delusion. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. Wondershow literally is a royalty, but like happy, goofy, crazy, vibrant thing. They took it from me. They literally took it from me. Like, there's a reason I kin 2 of them and love the rest to death in like every single way. It's because they mitosis off of me. And this includes Seiyuin Sakurako! And God, I absolutely love them. I love Wondershow so much. They represent something so important to me in such a beautiful way. And that connection to Vocaloid, oh, it's just beautiful, man. But for the purposes of this video, I hate Wondershow! They made this so much harder than it had to be for me! So that theme's a no-go. It's already taken. Even though it's literally my main thing. They stole my flair! I then spent like 10 minutes sitting down and just contemplating on what I was gonna do, how I could twist that into something unique, or even like any other option I had. My mind went to art a lot of the time, but typically that aesthetic is centered around painting, and while that is something I do often, if you make me do one more assignment this semester where I have to touch acrylic paint, I will light myself on fire. Also, that's boring and basic and uninspired, and that's Enna's whole thing too, so like, yeah, she took it from me. Even though she's making art for Nigo and Bees most of the time, so I mean, I guess traditional art really is more metaphorical and literal in this case, but like, I don't know, it's weird to me. Like, is she just like scanning paintings? Like, yeah, I don't think she exclusively paints. Isn't there a card where she has a drawing tablet? Whatever. Tangent. Holy. I kept thinking, drafting ideas, making charts, analyzing my very being, breaking things down to the smallest. Nah, it only took 10 minutes of me thinking hard. It doesn't take me long to decide on what I'm gonna do when I make art. From art, excitement, wonder, and that very overwhelm of ideas and concepts that I was thinking of at the moment, with all these themes that I wanted to encapsulate, I thought, how about a creative director? I was a little hesitant at first because I didn't just want the Sekai to be focused around a cinematic theme, but then I thought, what was the reason I was born for? If you asked me at random, I would tell you that it's to make music videos. Full ones, with overwhelming stories, full animation, riveting concepts. That's all I've wanted to do for so long. You know when you're listening to music, maybe you're in a car on a long ride that you're grateful for the drawn out length of, and you just keep seeing so many amazing views in your mind, views that you want to see fully developed and watch over and over because you can never get tired of the ride that what you're seeing is taking you on. I love thought-provoking compositions, strong animation. I love visual metaphors and the power of the harmony between image and sound. That harmony is why I'm alive. That is what I was born to be a part of. And if I can't do that, I'm sure I could do something else, but I don't know if I would ever be truly living. That is what burns my soul. But for all the color in that, there is also darkness, an inability to do what I wish. One person cannot feasibly animate an entire music video by themselves. Sure, they can come up with ideas and compositions for one, but creating a finalized masterpiece, that's a completely different story. At least it is for those of us who aren't geniuses. Some people are artistic gods. They can create extremely detailed videos full of non-stop motion all alone. But I, no matter how much I feel that my ideas are worthy, am not a genius. Most of the things I come up with cannot and will not be seen by anyone because of my unadulterated inability to actually put the larger-than-life things I dream of into action. Imagination isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a prison. You're immersed in this world you love, with no immediate way to bring it into reality, no way to show it to those you care for without sounding like an idiot with their mind somewhere far from this planet, and no way to use it to fully overwrite the boring parts of the world your physical body is forced to stay in. At the same time that it's what I live for, it's also what brings me the most hopelessness. While I thought of this, my character design came to me. Dark colors, this hopelessness when it comes to my work. It envelops almost my entire body, only breaking through at my hands. The hands that let the bare minimum of myself and my mind escape that darkness to draw what I can. Even with this darkness, this doubt, this uncertainty, there is still color. It peeks through, reaching out from my heart, hugging me, comforting me. It sparkles lightly on my limbs like dots of hope in a quiet night sky. And underneath it all, underneath all of my self-doubt and unwillingness to persevere, there is nothing but vibrant colors. The colors that keep me alive, no matter how hopeless things get. And through this hopelessness, I still put on my artist smock to try and bring people into my world. That was dramatic! Little dramatic for an OC design. Womp womp. But hey, that only drives my point home. I am a very dramatic, artistic person, and I think this design got that down pretty well. And if me explaining all of those things helped me make this design more understandable for someone, Good! Now that I have my theme, concepts, and design, we can actually start thinking about Sekai style. Okay, so there are a lot of things to notice here about Sekai style. First, I focused on the proportions, since they would be the most important part to focus on when trying to replicate the style accurately. I used a live 2D model for this step, since it's the best resource for a good forward-facing angle of a given character. The main thing here is giant heads. Anime styles already have really big heads, but Sekai's characters have gargantuan ones. Once you notice this, you don't really unsee it, but I think it's kind of impressive how much they can mix into the style without looking like really odd. Like, you know what I mean? Like, usually when heads and styles are bigger, it's pretty hard to get behind, but Sekai's kind of looks fine to me, even though their heads are like, bro, they're storing so much information in those brains. One thing I always found weird about the style, like actually like, it looks kind of weird to me sometimes, is the abnormally small hands that characters have, especially in relation to their heads. Bro, a Sekai character doing a facepalm? Do we have an image? I feel like there has to be an image. We need a picture of that. It would cover like a third of their faces. I couldn't think of many other style differences between mine and theirs, outside of mine being maybe like rounder, and theirs being slightly sharper. I don't know. I guess you could also mention the thinness of the hair and the fact that the flat hairstyles, like the bangs, are usually flatter than how I draw them. I have wavy hair disease. I cannot draw completely flat hair. It has to be at least a little wavy. You can even see it when I draw Miku. I always give her thick, wavy pigtails. After thinking about that, I thought about the eyes. Eyes are a huge part of anime style, since the noses are usually just dots and the mouths are pretty much the same all around. Though mouths in anime styles vary a lot in how expressive they are and the shapes they morph into to be expressive. There isn't much to say here other than I practiced drawing the eyes and looked at different ones to determine how mine would look. I also have to be mindful of facial proportions because I love to draw eyes huge. I mean, look at mine. I drew those bad boys big. But Sekai's eyes are not huge for anime styles. Honestly, they're kind of smaller than normal. They're also more spaced out. After that, I decided to think about the colors when I actually got to the coloring step of my work, and instead started thinking about the line art, my favorite part of making art. Why is no one agreeing with me? You're a freak! For this step, I took at least 2 cards and put a bunch of filters on them to try and isolate the line art from the colors, since it's harder to see the lines when you're being distracted by everything else. Plus, the line art in Sekai is often colored and it blended in pretty damn good. After getting these images, I proceeded to not use them in my process at all. I forgot I did this. I forgot I did this. I actually wouldn't have remembered I did this if I didn't write it into the script beforehand. I completely forgot I did this. But I'll leave these in the video in case someone wants to use them as a reference. I'm stupid, guys. I'm dumb. Now, after designing the character who I will be drawing and analyzing the style I'm going to be drawing in, let's actually get to making the artwork. The concept for the pose I came up with was pretty basic, since the ones in Sekai aren't crazy or anything. The most you get is Tsukasa with that giant flag. So I drafted this kind of strong, pompous pose and got right to drawing. Oh god, that was really bad. For the last few months, I've been using Procreate for the art you see in my videos, but in reality, I prefer Clip Studio Paint because it has a ton of features and brushes that I like a lot more. I just haven't used it in a long time since I have a lot of portability issues with the program and my current drawing tablet. Can't get it on my iPad because the wallet doesn't like that idea, and my current drawing tablet is bigger than my iPad, so it's more of a hassle to carry around, regardless of my satisfaction with the tablet itself. Even though I really wanted to use Clip Studio Paint again, I didn't feel like it was worth it. But then Parblo reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try their Intangbo X7 drawing tablet. After looking at it, I said, yes, absolutely. And I don't regret it at all because it fixed my problem and gave me so much more. The Intangbo X7 is a super portable, super versatile, super cute mapping tablet with so many features to love. Firstly, the pen is completely battery free, a feature I think every drawing tablet should have if available. A friend of mine had a lot of issues in the past with pens that take batteries, so with this tablet, you won't be dealing with any of that stuff. The surface of the tablet is both smooth and pliable, giving it that papery feel without being too rough. And if you worry about this not entirely smooth surface wearing down your pen nibs, don't worry because they give you a good amount of pen nibs for free when you buy it. I've always wanted to try a tablet with a rougher surface, but I don't like them too rough. So the X7 is a perfect in-between for me. I thought I wouldn't like it at first, but after using it for this video, it really did grow on me. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, the art that I'm working on today was made completely using the Intangbo X7. Also, because I mentioned the surface, I just need to say, when you buy it, there's a protective layer on the actual like surface of the tablet. Take it off. I only noticed it was on there halfway through coloring. I I didn't know it was there the whole time. My current drawing tablet has pressure sensitivity, but it doesn't do that cool thing with certain brushes where it gets bigger and softer on its side like a real pencil does. And I was super surprised to see that the X7 has that capability. It's not too common for mapping tablets from what I know about them, and especially for a product that's appeal I thought would lie more in cuteness than quality upon first glance. I was really pleasantly surprised. And on that note, it is so cute! Look at it! It's pink! It's literally pink! Oh my god, it's pink! Oh my god! It's so cute! You can also get it a pastel green, or as I like to call it, Miku green. You could also get a black version, but I don't see what— guys, I love the pink one. 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 It looks so good on my desk. It's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. The tablet has your typical hotkeys. I don't usually use these and just opt to use my keyboard. But when I noticed that the X7 had a scroll wheel, I was excited. I'd never seen that on a tablet before. And this is just me liking random small stuff, but I really like the scroll wheel. You can change it to whatever you want of the tablet driver, so not only is it really unique, it can be really convenient depending on what you want to set it up to do. As I've been drawing this, I've realized how useful it is for zooming in manually. Zoom hotkeys either go too close or too far for me, so being able to move with more efficiency while drawing is a huge time saver. Also, it got me feeling like Uber D4DJ. The workspace is around 7 by 4 inches, with this smaller yet perfectly adequate size leading to its portability. It's also super light. The pen holder is also cool because instead of being one of those little desk stand thingies, you get a little bag to transport it in while keeping the nib safe. It won't be like flying around in your bag, and if it is, it's going to be protected by this. And if you want the biggest shining aspect of this tablet's portability, not only is it compatible with Windows PC, Chromebooks, and Mac OS, but it is also compatible with Android phones. Drawing tablets that are compatible with mobile phones, you are the true allies of the modern day. If you know anything about drawing tablets, you know they can be pricey. So after hearing my whole spiel about it, you're probably wondering what the crazy price is, but I'm here to tell you that the price isn't crazy at all. The X7 is 60 bucks, and for this level of quality and convenience, and just how adorable it is totally worth that in my opinion, especially as a beginner's tablet. It has a lot of cool features while still being super user-friendly. Not everyone will share my exact experience, but I had absolutely no problems with this tablet. It was shocking for me considering that my first tablet ever had to be returned when I got it, since it was very glitchy, the driver wouldn't work, nothing was functioning, there was no pen press, it was a mess. But the X7 was almost plug and play for me. You will not go wrong with this tablet. I know I didn't. I probably would have bought it if I had found it before they reached out to me. So thank you so much to Parblo for sponsoring this video. It wouldn't have been possible without you guys. I am so grateful that you let me try out such an amazing tablet and that I now have the privilege to spread the word about it to more people. Also, I came with stickers! Okay, fun tablet time over. Now I have to color. Guys, I hate color. Ugh, I hate flat color. Guys, I hate coloring. This is where I thought I was going to have the most trouble, mostly because after I finish the flats, my brain immediately goes into autopilot with the cell shading, which I'm not gonna lie, I did ever so slightly here. But to be fair, they're ruffles. It's not that deep. Who cares? But after I started and kept referencing back to Sekai's characters, I realized, hey, this might actually be easier than my current coloring method. With Sekai style, after you get the flats down, which I hate, guys, I hate flat coloring. I'm breaking myself. I hate flat coloring. I really hate flat coloring. You do 1 to 2 layers of cell shading, with the second layer darker than the first for the smaller areas, and then you're done. There's super minimal lighting on Sekai sprites, which I did not notice until I was actually drawing in the style. The only big thing here would be the lighting on the eyes, the hair, and metal shiny surfaces. Other than that, you only really have to do cell shading. My typical process is cell shade, soften, lights, soften, hard lights. If you've seen some of my speed paints in my other videos, you might notice that. So this process went way faster than I thought it would have. And honestly, around halfway through, I was starting to have fun, and then I was done. That happens a lot with making art, honestly. It's like, oh my god, I'm miserable, and then like in the last like 85%, you're like, wait, I'm actually starting to enjoy myself, and then it's done because you were almost done. Art is don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And so there you have it, my Sekai Sona in the flesh. Or the pixels, I don't know. Honestly, I loved getting to try something new with my art since I have been so bored with it recently. Don't get me wrong, commissions are super important to me, especially as a thought I saw a cockroach on my wall. Guys, there was a cockroach in my room the other day. It traumatized me. I literally cannot But yeah, commissions are important to me, especially as a broke college student, but they can get pretty dull to make since you're not using your creativity outside of posing and basic concepts. And sometimes that's also up to the person commissioning you. It's not a bad thing, it's just the nature of commissions. So I'm really glad I got to try something out that could spice things up. And again, this video would not have been possible if not for Parblo and their fantastic tablet. At first, I felt worried about using something new, but after finishing my piece, I can say with confidence that this tablet really enhanced my experience. Thank you so much to Parblo for giving me this opportunity. As for my Sekai Sona, I described her concept earlier. I really love her. This isn't in the script. I just decided to add this in last minute. I want to talk about how much I love her. I think stories about creativity, struggles with creativity, all of that are very important. So making a design that was very casual, kind of fashionable, looks very pretty, a design that I really love, that also has importance to me in a more metaphorical or symbolic way, that meant a lot. It meant a lot to me. I had a lot of fun here. I hope maybe to do more stuff with this Sona in the future. I'd really like to. Don't expect anything soon. Maybe I'll make some more art of her. No idea what'll happen, but I love her. I love her so much. I really love how this art came out and also really love what it stands for. This design is awesome. I love the themes attached to it. It makes me want to do something more. We'll see where my creativity takes me with that though. Maybe it stops here in a joyful experience, getting to draw this, look at it and be like, wow, I cooked. Guys, I cooked. Or maybe it turns into something greater and seeps life out from me because I'll have to make something else from scratch. But that's the thing about artists. No matter how much of a struggle it is to make something, we just can't stop. Thank you so much for watching this video. Got my first sponsor! Yahoo! But seriously, I am really in love with this tablet right now. Definitely go give Parblo a look. They really deserve it. I know when it comes to sponsorships, it's like, oh, they're just being nice because it's the sponsor. No, genuinely, I really love this tablet. It's pink. It's so cute, guys. I don't have much to say here except that I'll be playing around with my Sekai Soooo behind the scenes for sure. And make sure to like, subscribe, share the video, comment, anything you want to do. Make sure to keep living because it's the only way we can feel excitement through the things we love, like art, games, and making our own little Sekais. That's all from me for now. See ya! Some people are autistic gods.